She had to save her family from a spiraling past. Let's hear all about it on Hidden History with Frank Strickland. In a time when the world was coiled with conflict, an innocent accident would bring us a simple yet extraordinary marvel, a toy that walked its way into the hearts of millions. The year was 1943. World War II raged across the globe. Our heroes, our boys, were fighting on distant shores, and here at home, a nation's ingenuity was bent toward victory. In a Philadelphia shipyard, a young mechanical engineer named Richard T. James was working to solve a problem. He was developing a spring to stabilize delicate naval instruments on rough seas. He was a brilliant man, but one day fate, or perhaps a little nudge from Providence, intervened. A spring on his workbench, not a heavy-duty military spring, but a small, delicate one, was accidentally knocked off a shelf. But it didn't just fall. It walked. It walked down to a stack of books, then a tabletop, then to the floor. It moved with a smooth, graceful, almost hypnotic rhythm. He went home that night and told his wife Betty about this miraculous little spring. And Betty, ever the dreamer, saw its potential. She opened the dictionary, searching for just the right word to describe its movement, its character. She found it. Slinky. They put up their own money, a grand total of $500, to make 400 of these coiled wonders. But store owners were skeptical, and they asked questions like, "What is this thing? How would I sell it?" So, in the Gimbel's department store in Philadelphia during the Christmas season of 1945, Richard and Betty set up a demonstration. They built a ramp, and they let Slinky do what it was born to do. It walked down the ramp, and in just 90 minutes, all 400 Slinkies were sold. A legend was born. Richard James saw great success. The Slinky was a phenomenon. But, as it so often happens, the road to life can take unexpected turns. Richard found a new calling in the late 50s, a calling of faith, a calling to Bolivia, and became involved with an evangelical Christian sect. He left his wife Betty and their 6 children, leaving the company on the verge of ruin. He left it all behind. He allegedly funneled company profits to this religious group, leaving the business on the verge of bankruptcy. He later died of a heart attack in Bolivia in 1974. And that's where the story of the Slinky truly begins. The story of a remarkable woman, a story you may not know. Betty James took over the business. She moved the company to her hometown of Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. She kept the Slinky simple, and she kept it affordable. She became the matriarch of the Slinky Empire, leading the company for nearly 40 years. It was Betty's idea to keep the price low, and it was her idea to hire a young girl to sing the jingle.
Walks downstairs, a loner in pairs, and makes a slinkety sound. A spring, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's Slinky.
A jingle that became one of the most recognizable tunes in the world. And it was Betty's guiding hand that introduced the Slinky Dog, which would later be immortalized in a little movie called Toy Story. She was more than a businesswoman. She was a keeper of a legacy that started with an accident in a shipyard, a spring that walked. And now you know our hidden history. Take care, everybody.